Hi friends, welcome to Avanit Academy. Today we will start Unit 2, Classification of Cost. First we will understand the meaning of cost classification. It is the process of classifying the cost on the basis of their nature, characteristics or features. That is called cost classification or classification of cost. Here, costs are classified into following groups. That is, number one, according to elements. Second, according to functions or operations. Third, according to behavior or nature. Fourth, according to time. Fifth, according to controllability. Sixth, according to normality. Seventh, according to averaging. Eighth, according to identifiability or traceability. Ninth one, according to relevance to decision making and control. Tenth, according to financial accounting. And the last one is some special types of cost. So the costs are classified into these 11 groups. In this unit, you will study first three classification, that is elements according to elements, according to functions or operation, according to nature or behavior. First three you will study in detail in this chapter, that is element wise, function wise and behavior wise. I will start with the first one, that is according to elements. Number one, according to elements or element wise cost classification. Element wise costs are again classified into three groups, that is material cost, labor cost and expenses. Okay, element wise costs are classified into three types, material cost, labor cost and expenses. And these all three costs are again classified into two types, that is direct and indirect. Okay, all these three costs are classified into two groups, that is direct and indirect. Direct labor cost and indirect labor cost. Direct material, indirect material. Direct expenses and indirect expenses. So I have written here each elements of cost are further divided into two parts as I told you, that is direct cost and indirect cost. What are these direct cost? It means that cost which can be identified with an allocated to cost centers, and indirect costs are the costs which cannot be allocated but can be apportioned. So first we'll see the material cost. What is material cost? This is the cost of commodities supplied to an undertaking. So the raw material cost or the commodity cost is called material cost, which is supplied to the industries for making the product or for producing the goods. So material cost is the cost of commodities supplied to an undertaking to produce a product. So this material cost is again classified into two types as I told you, that is direct materials and indirect materials. Direct materials are those materials which can enter into and form a part of a finished product. So direct materials are the main material or the material which will be converted into finished product. That is, raw material will be converted into finished product or the final product. That material is called direct material. For example, in furniture making company, wood or timber will be used as the direct material for making the furniture, leather in shoe, clay in bricks industries, and cloth in garment industry. So this timber, leather, clay, cloths, etc. are the direct materials which will be converted into final product. That is furniture, shoe, bricks, garments respectively. And the second one is indirect materials. Indirect materials are those materials which cannot be conveniently identified with the cost center. So, for example, nails used in furniture, thread used in stitching the garments, and nuts and bolts. Okay, understood the meaning of direct material, indirect material. Direct material are those material which can enter into and form a part of the finished product. And indirect materials are those material which cannot be conveniently identified with cost units. Second one, that is labor cost. These are the cost of remuneration such as wages, salaries, commission, bonus, etc. of the employees of an undertaking. So labor cost means the remuneration. So the workers or the employees who work in the industry, they will get salary, wages, bonus, etc. So whatever the remuneration paid to the workers in the form of wages, salaries, commission, etc., that cost is considered as labor cost. And this labor cost is again classified into two parts, that is direct wages, or you can write direct labor. Okay, you can write here direct labor also. Direct wages and indirect wages, or you can say direct labor and indirect labor. Both are same. So first we'll understand the meaning of direct wages or direct labor. Wages paid to workers who are directly engaged in converting the raw material into finished product. Okay. The workers or the employees who are engaged in the conversion of raw material into finished product. Okay, the workers who work in factory, that is converting the raw material into finished product, whatever the wages or the salaries paid to that worker who work in the factory is called direct wages. Got all of you the meaning of direct wages? Wages paid to laborers who directly engaged in conversion of or converting the raw materials into finished products. That labor or that wages is called direct wages. And this direct wages is also called as direct labor, productive labor, process labor, operating labor, and prime cost. Okay. So this direct wages is also called as direct labor, productive labor, etc. For example, the example of direct wages is tailor, shoemaker, carpenter, etc. Okay. These persons, they work in the factory. Their work is to convert the raw material into finished product, making the final product. Next one is indirect labor. So vice versa. Direct labor, what they do? They they are engaged in factory work, that is converting the raw material into finished product. Here in indirect labor, the labor are not directly engaged in the production of goods. Their work is to assist or help in production of goods and services. So indirect labor ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇವರು ಕಚ್ಚಾ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳನ್ನು ಫೈನಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟರ್, ಕ್ಲರ್ಕ್, ಸೂಪರ್ವೈಸರ್, ಆಫೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್, ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಕೀಪರ್, ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. Indirect labor is a labor who is not directly engaged in conversion of raw material into finished product, but they assist or they help in production of goods and services, like supervising or assisting them, giving them directions or the administrative work, storekeeping, etc. And the last one is expenses. So they whatever the expenses made for converting the raw material into finished product or to make the final product, that is called expenses. So this expenses is also again classified into two categories, that is direct expenses and indirect expenses. So the direct expenses are those expenses which can be specifically incurred in connection with the cost center. For example, carriage inwards, import duty, excise duty, freight, etc. So indirect expenses are those expenses which cannot be identified with the particular job. For example, rent and rates, power and lighting, insurance, etc. So this is the cost classification according to elements. Okay, according to elements, costs are classified into three parts, that is material cost, labor cost, and expenses. And these three costs are again classified into two parts, that is direct and indirect. Got all of you this topic? In my next video, we'll learn cost classification according to their nature or behavior and according to their functions or operations. Hope you like the video. Please do like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you friends.